Good day, I'm the Old Hobo, and this is the Old Hobo channel. This is the Erie Hobo, the namesake of the channel. My wife and I enjoy boating adventures on this classic little houseboat, and hope you'll enjoy following along with us. This video represents day 15 of our 21-day trip in Florida on the St. Johns River from Sanford, Florida, all the way up to Jacksonville and beyond, it turns out, and return to Sanford. This day 15 is really the culmination of our trip because we go as far north as possible, and we went farther north than we intended. You're going to find out in this video. We left our anchorage in Pottsburg Creek, which is a small tributary of the Arlington River in Jacksonville, and we had anchored there. It had been a place of refuge for us from the previous day. You'll see a bit of that in the previous video. From there, we went out to the St. Johns River, and we headed north past Exchange Island and on up through the Terminal Channel and so on. And our goal was Clapboard Creek, the ICW. We're leaving the Arlington River. This is the last bridge before we reach the St. Johns, which is a little bit further. We passed through this bridge. We were anchored just in that marshy area over there. So onward, Clapboard Creek, hopefully today, and Kingsley Plantation. We headed out the Arlington River and turned right, that is north, to go up the St. Johns, in between Exchange Club Island and the mainland. This is what they're calling the Terminal Channel. So we're northbound. Jacksonville's over there. You can see the downtown. You see containers over there. That, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking, is that a vehicle carrier? Car carrier? I'm not sure. All sorts of stuff here on this shore. This is just residential over here. We are facing at present about a half-mile-an-hour current. We maybe a little bit more. We did a test where we went forward, we did a 180 and came back, and we had half-mile-an-hour difference. And we're not greedy. We're just set for I think we're 5.4 miles an hour here at 2,600 RPM. We're just economizing on the fuel. And later, by the time we get up and make our turn to the ocean, it should be neutral, and we'll actually then be picking up speed as we finally get to Clapboard Creek. Okay, we've got, I guess, different cranes, I guess, for container stacking and unstacking. We've got petroleum or oil. I'm not sure there. We've got piles of aggregate in the background. There's sort of a tent-like structure and a swoopy thing. That's a conveyor, and it's filled with gravel or sand. So self-unloaders, I think, unload into the conveyor, and then it just puts it in a covered teepee. You can turn here into the Trout River. There's a marina on the end. There's a zoo there. There's stuff there under the bridge. And here is the right turn. This is Ready Point, residential. There's also a small preserve on the end also, but we're just in the process of executing a turn to the east. Okay, crab pots are great indicators of current direction. You see it laying down. It's saying basically the current is flowing our direction. Along this east-west channel, the south side is made up of islands. Some are original, some have been augmented, and some have been outright created by sand from dredging. There's Bartram Island, starting from the west. Bartram Island, it is sort of attached to Quarantine Island, or there's a gap, and you have Reed Island. Here we are, facing east, the I-295 bridge. Just beyond that is Blount Island. There's like a river section right all around it. Janet is here. Just gonna do something here. Have a dip your finger in that water.
I can get it.
Can you? Okay, don't fall in.
No.
Okay, I got your leg. Okay, taste it.
It's salty.
Very salty?
Not very, but it's salty. I can taste the salt.
Okay. I know I tasted it way back, and it was just a hair of salt.
It's just a little bit. Yeah, you can taste it though.
Excellent. Okay, well, we're getting close to salt water here.
Ooh, great.
The tide is heading back out to sea at the moment, and we're picking up a good tail current, good pushing current. We've got wind behind us, waves behind us. Well, actually, the wind is a little bit off the starboard side. Well, actually, at the moment, you can see the flag. It's actually totally behind us. We got waves behind us. We got current behind us. It's really a good day. It's warmed up. I'd say it's about 58 Fahrenheit right now. That's my guess. Okay, we will proceed. The yellow X marks the current position prior to the I-295 bridge. And then next we pass under Blount Island. And there are quite a few terminals around here. There are many container loading and unloading facilities. All of these cranes seem to have a very similar design, and it made me wonder if there was an original design that inspired them. We approached this container ship and its two tug tenders. In the distance, it was actually on the shore to our right, and it was just starting to depart and cross our path. And it was sort of a slow motion race. They're going very slowly, we're going slowly. Who's going to arrive first? We backed off and gave them time to get to the middle of the channel, and then we were able to pass them. I can't remember for sure if it was this place, but we came across two patrol boats. They were police patrol boats, and they appeared to be guarding this place. They were very interested in anyone that was passing by here. There was one upstream and one downstream, and they seemed to be keeping an eye on us, so I wondered what dignitary was visiting here. The yellow X at the bottom marks our entry into the Intracoastal Waterway. That is Clapboard Creek at this point. Our ultimate destination in trip planning was the Kingsley Plantation halfway up Clapboard Creek, and our intent has been to anchor there for the night. However, plans can change.
We are entering the Intracoastal Waterway, ICW, via Clapboard Creek.
Because we're on the Intracoastal, it's not really a river flowing any particular direction. The ICW, or Intracoastal Waterway, I think it's flowing down to Key West. So in effect, we're heading downstream. Red to the left, red to port, green to starboard. Okay, so the Erie Hobos made it to the ICW. So we go about 6 miles, 5 or 6 miles, and over that away will be the park that we're going to. And this is real cool. One thing the saltwater does, it leaves splashes and stains. So once we get back to fresh water, we're going to be using a sponge to wipe the boat down, at least, yeah. Okay. You might get the impression that it was windy, and yes it was. It messed up a lot of recordings. You can see here we're at low tide, and many beaches are exposed. Some are mud flats, some appear to be sand, and indeed these are all sand dunes, and many are look like gravel, but I believe they're shell beaches. So we proceed on our way. We have to watch for our depths. The markers, the fixed pilings, do not necessarily correspond to the channel. I mean, they are fixed, but the channel must move from storm to storm. Finally, we arrived at the cutoff to the Kingsley Plantation. So Kingsley Plantation is a washout because it's too low a tide to get in there. So we thought, well, we're here. Let's continue towards Amelia Island, right to the ocean. I checked gas. We still have lots of fuel. Here we are on the ICW, continuing towards the Atlantic.
This satellite photo shows Kingsley Plantation, our Plan A destination. It shows the area too shallow and our decision to forge ahead farther north to Amelia Island, Plan B.
Now we're starting to see some homes out on these barrier reef, or not reef, but barrier islands and so on. We're following the tug out there. We're going just putzing along under 6 miles an hour. We've got 40 minutes to go before we get to the Atlantic. We're just going 5.5 miles an hour, and we're splashing because we're straight into a very strong northwest wind. We're going to do a final turn to the right. Then out here is Amelia Island. I'll just show you another map, but we're going to go just within sight of, well, we're in salt water right now, but we're not going to proceed too much farther. Okay, we just made that bend there. We were heading northwest into strong wind, which was splashing us a whole lot. We had to close the door. Now we've turned east, and straight out there is Amelia Island, and you hang a right, you go to the Atlantic, or hang a left, your ICW is a gap between the Amelia Island and the mainland. Straight ahead is Amelia Island. Okay, beyond that bridge is the Atlantic. Yay, yay.
Woohoo! We made it to the Atlantic Ocean. Beyond that bridge is the Atlantic Ocean. Right there, that's Amelia Island.
Okay, we made it. We've got behind us Amelia Island, the bridge to Amelia Island, and we will have some non-alcoholic sparkling grape and raspberry to celebrate. Very good, okay.
Okay, we're gonna open our...
Guess we're still out between Amelia Island and the mainland.
I'm gonna open this, okay? I gotta put
We're just idling along. Okay,
you got
pop
that
it.
in?
Yay! Oh,
Cork.
cork's gone. It's
The cork is
it's floating somewhere.
The cork
If anybody
is gone.
finds it, then just send us a line. Yeah.
Okay, these are our fancy brown cups
Okay.
for the celebration.
Yeah, very good. These are camping cups. So
These are
we're
camping
12 feet of
Okay, we
water.
have to watch
Okay,
our
we're
depth.
good
We
for
have
now.
to watch our depth. Okay. all
Okay.
right.
Yay.
All right. Yay.
Okay, quickly. Cheers.
Yay.
Okay.
Cheers. We're here. Thank you, Lord. We made it. We saw the Atlantic Ocean.
Amelia Island, I know there's residential there, and down farther is a state park, if I recall correctly. And since we never planned to come this far originally, I didn't do any research on it. So we're going to head back towards Jacksonville.
We've re-entered the ICW. We're going right into a northwest wind. I don't know if you can hear it whistling. You can see how the flag is fluttering and the waves so the Erie Hobo has its work cut out for it on the way back.
Of course, there are crab pots on Clapboard Creek like everywhere else, and of course, that means there are crab pot fishermen showing us their skills.
We're having another go at going into the Kingsley Plantation. I didn't really look at the route. There is a deep route if we hug the right shore to get into here. And plus it's flooded a tiny bit. And if we camp here tonight, tomorrow it will be high tide when we leave around 7 a.m. or so. So we're navigating in Kingsley Plantation straight ahead. 21 feet here close to shore. This is it. We just passed through some 7 and 8 foot water here at low tide. If it wasn't for messing up the approach and thinking it was too shallow, we never would have gone all the way to the end to Amelia Island and the opening to the Atlantic there. So that's we're thankful for that. This is real cool. So we will stay here tonight. It's going to be good. That's back to the original plan. There's all sand. We've got 10 or so foot of water up to that dock. There is some deeper water beyond there that we can anchor in. So proceeding to the dock at the Kingsley Plantation. There's where we came in. We found the deep spot was to the south side, inside the marker. I'd been trying to go outside the green marker. There's deep water up to here, and it's deep enough here, 8 or so feet right in the dock. And there's supposed to be something up around here in front of the plantation. We might be able to anchor there. That's the plan anyhow. We'll have to make sure it holds well, because it's a little bit windy. We had to sort of sail into here a bit downwind, because you can't really go on the other side. The posts are there. The wind's coming in from this direction. This is the plantation house, the Kingsley Plantation House on Fort George Island. All the homes for the slaves are made out of this accretion or concrete made from shells. Yeah, they were arranged in a large semicircle, and this all was a field here. Okay, there we are. You can see the tide coming in, see it running. Down there beyond the seawall is a pocket that's deeper that could be used to anchor, I have read. We're going to go look at it. If I can get an anchor set, we'll try and find a spot where it can swing okay. If not, we're going to be heading back towards the Arlington River. It's nice to sit back after a long day. The sun is warm, the breeze feels good. We're having the simplest of meals. We got peas, pork and beans. So that's some salad. Yep, we're gonna have salad.
Applesauce.
And we got some homemade applesauce there. So it's not much, you think, but it's actually just right. It's great.
Well, we went all the way down Clapboard Creek to the St. Johns River, and we turned west. The intent was to go and anchor in the Trout River, just at the Big Bend in the St. Johns. We got onto the St. Johns. It was way too rough and windy. It had really picked up, and it was blasting spray. We had to have we could hardly see out the window. We had the door closed, so we doubled back. We attempted to anchor, had difficulty there with hard-packed sand, hardly enough room to move amongst the other two sailboats that were there. Then we looked over and said, hey, there appears to be a dock, and I really hadn't paid attention to it before, and it hadn't shown up on my research. We found a free dock.
Here at the bottom of Clapboard Creek, where it joins the St. Johns, just above the bridge right here, I think that's the Heckscher Bridge. There's Jim King boat ramp. I think the Sisters Creek boat ramp, I think is what it's called. There's washrooms. There's a dock with water and a number of loopers and other folks. And our tiny little craft is down near the end there, the smallest one. Yeah, folks are here fishing. And it's a really beautiful day to be ashore. Very windy and nice to be off the water.
Here are some views from the Jim King ramp. Here's the Heckscher Bridge looking across the way, and there are some sailboats. That's where we attempted to anchor.
I want you to listen very carefully to something. I hope you can hear it. Can you hear Rice Krispies popping? Or bacon frying or sizzling? Well, what it turns out that this is not the hull breaking apart, which I was trying not to think about, but my wife might have thought of that. But it is, well, an article we looked up, it is krill, and that is what it is, making the noise underneath your boat. And in tropical waters like Florida, that can happen.
Well, that's it for day 15 of our trip. There's still 6 days left to go. This was the culmination of our trip, getting this far north. I hope you're enjoying this, and would appreciate it if you would subscribe. Leave comments if maybe you know something about the area and have something to add. That'd be great. I really like those comments. Good day.